In this video, we're going to take a look at calculation formulas in TradeTech software. In this example, we're going to write a calculation formula for metal studs in an interior wall framing assembly. We are currently in the Studs subitem tab of the interior wall framing assembly. There are three property values in the Stud tab that we are going to reference in our calculation formula: on center spacing, stud multiply, and waist. These three property values can all be changed by the user prior to performing a takeoff. To write the quantity calculation, click the button to the right of the quantity property in the assembly dialog. Calculation formulas in TradeTech execute from left to right. Placing an equation inside of parenthesis ensures that the equation executes prior to continuing on to the right in the formula. To determine the number of studs required in the interior wall framing assembly, we're going to take the total linear feet of takeoff by referencing the assembly's quantity value, divide by the stud on center spacing, multiply that value by the stud multiply value, then add the waist percentage for the final calculated quantity value. We'll start by adding the total linear feet value to the formula by selecting the assembly name.quantity property. Next, we'll add the division operator, then add the stud on center spacing value by choosing the appropriate subitem tab name.oc spacing property. Before we move on, let's enclose this equation in parentheses to ensure that it executes before moving on to the right in the formula. Next, we'll add the multiply operator, then add the stud multiply value by choosing the appropriate subitem tab name.stud multiply property. Finally, we'll add the waist factor by adding the multiply operator. Open paren. Select the stud waist value by choosing the appropriate subitem tab name.waist property. Add the division operator. 100. Add the plus operator. 1. Then close paren. If the calculation formula is valid, the result value at the bottom left corner of the formula editor dialog will be 0. If there's a problem with the formula, an error message will be displayed. In calculation formulas, the number of open parens must always match the number of closed parens in order for the formula to be valid.